My name is Sonny. I'm from Winter Haven, Florida. Growing up, I was a restaurant kid. My parents owned restaurants, so they always brought me along every day. And I think that's kind of where I grew my passion for cooking. And I've been in the restaurant business the past 12 years now. So I guess more professionally, and I guess it was just my time to open up my own place, and here we are right now at Domu. Growing up, my brother helped really enforce the whole cooking thing. I always had an interest in it, so he would, we'd go to the store, and he'll buy steaks for us to bring home, and we'll have competitions with each other to see who can make the better steak. And we'll force our now sister-in-law to try it and be the judge. So I think that early on, my whole family kind of not really pushed it, but saw that I really had a passion for cooking, and that kind of grew from there as a child. So. Also, when I was 5, my dad kept a letter that I wrote that said that pretty much a business plan of me opening up my own noodle shop, and so that it kind of goes from my childhood, and now I do have a noodle shop, and everything's been going surprisingly great. So yeah. My favorite dish, I would say obviously ramen, right? There's not a day we come in here we're not trying something new. We're trying to see how to do something better, and I feel like this is kind of my passion, making noodles. Maybe not just ramen, but noodles in general. So right now I'm learning how to make soba by hand, udon, ramen. So I'm trying to just really perfect the artistry of noodles. Because I feel like even in Japan, it's like a dying art, you know what I mean? As far as, generations being passed down. I think that it's very important for us to keep that tradition, very important for us to, just have a generation of people that know how to do these, ancient techniques that are kind of dying out. So. Funny story is that really it's just a hobby, right? At home, when I was working for another restaurant group, I would just create recipes at home, try them out with my girlfriend, who is now my fiance, roommates, things like that. Even in college, I would make recipes, try them out, and I felt like at the time, I wasn't sure if they were that great. I was just doing it for fun. But then, I took the leap of faith, opened up a restaurant, and now, those recipes that I guess back then no one really noticed them. Now are everyone is starting to take notice of okay, maybe this guy does have, knows what he's doing. Maybe this guy, So I think that it really attests to all just on my free time cooking, my free time testing things out, and really just doing it as a hobby, and that's how really Domu started. I'm sorry to all the vegans out there, but pork, you know what I mean? Domu, ramen really, you know what I mean? It revolves a lot around pork. Not saying all do. Some people specialize in chicken, some people specialize in fish, but my personal favorite is pork, and our number one seller here is our pork broth, and also our pork belly. So I would say pork. Domu is my stepping stone right now. We've been very blessed to be, very successful in the short time that we have been here. So my plan is, I don't know if you've ever heard of a restaurant group called Momofuku. It's a chef, David Chang. He has a series called Ugly Delicious on Netflix. But anyways, his restaurant group is called Momofuku, and they pretty much are a restaurant group that revolves around him and his team. And they pretty much open all these different types of concepts, and they just have a really, really strong team, culinary-wise and front of house, all departments. And so I kind of want to build a Momofuku of the South, so that way, it doesn't matter what we do specifically, you know what I mean? But I know that I have a strong team behind me that can execute. And so this is just to be the stepping stone. We do have a couple of other locations. Jacksonville just opened. We have Dr. Phil's opening up next year. We have a quick casual version of this opening in Waterford Lakes, and we also have a Japanese bar opening up this winter down the street. So they're all a little bit different. So I think the main thing for me is I guess being the premier Japanese restaurant group in Central Florida. So the original meaning of Domu into what it is now, I'll start from the beginning. Is that originally Domu means a way to say dome in Japanese. So I took that as kind of in slang as coming off the dome with all my recipes. Really just the concept all the way down to the design. the menu, the service, the bar programming. What I wanted everything to be very curated, but out of what was in my head. You know what I mean? So that was what Domu originally meant. But nowadays, it just Domu is another slang for dream come true. So I feel like it fits a little bit better about what my path is, what my journey is in life, and I feel like it's a testament of my 5-year-old self creating like that letter and making it happen. I think that's more of like follows the path that I'm at right now. So yeah, I think a lot of people have different meanings for what a chef is, and they manage differently and things like that. But for me, I feel like for myself, I'm more about building each individual in my kitchen, right? So to me, I think the people are more valuable than even the place itself. You know, if they're gonna come work for me, I want to make sure that I'm building them up as a cook, so that they can become superstars. So you know, whether they're with me or whether they're not with me, as soon as they step into another kitchen, you know, they have a really heavy set of skills that they can take with them forever. So I think for me, I'm more of that type of person. Yeah, the recipes and coming up with things, I do that too, but my main focus is the team I'm building behind me. So that way, you know, I have a lot on my shoulders, and you know, they're all relying on me, and I feel like you know, it's my duty to make sure that we push our whole team up, not just for myself, for them, and you know, just the brand itself. Believe it or not, actually, we only started with 2 ramen on our menu when we first opened. Now we have, I think, like 16, but but yeah, so we grew from 2 ramen, and as time went by, testing, creating new recipes, we were able to create what is now the current Domu that everyone knows. So. So when you come in first, I would say that definitely take advantage of the bar, right? When you come in, you're going to be greeted by a nice large bar. You know, we take a lot of time in our bar programming and just really picking out certain types of liquors and creating, you know, very unique cocktails. So I would say, you know, start at the bar, grab an appetizer, grab a couple drinks. You know, the atmosphere is very casual, very fun. You know, we're playing Biggie and Tupac here, you know, and so it's a very relaxed atmosphere. And then, you know, once you get into the dining room, I would suggest ordering the ramen and kind of scope out what you want ahead of time. But either way, you know, whether you come here for drinks, whether you come here for ramen, it's gonna be a good time either way. So.